Hello, my name is Javeri, and today I'll be talking about autism in sports. To begin with, I'll explain what autism is for those of you who may not know. Autism, also known as autism spectrum disorder, is a neurological disorder that affects people on one side of the autism spectrum. This disorder affects people's behavior and communication the most. When it comes to behavior and emotions, autistic people struggle to read other people's emotions, as well as expressing their own emotions. Autism affects each person differently. While some may excel at certain academics, others may find those same academics difficult. There is no direct cause of autism. However, there are factors that seem to increase the chances of having autism. These factors include being born from parents of older age, family cases of autism, and pregnant women who have been around harmful or chemicals or substances. There are multiple types of autism spectrum disorders. Asperger's syndrome, which leads to social problems and less interest. Autism disorder, which leads to problems in social and communication. Childhood disintegrative disorder, where there are no symptoms for the first 2 years of the individual's life, and then there's a decline in communication and social skills. There's also pervasive development disorder, where there are some autistic struggles, but these individuals do not fit into any other category of autism. None of these disorders have a full cure, even though there are ways of lessening the symptoms. Without a full cure, autistic people will always have a slight struggle integrating themselves in society. One place that autistic people can struggle in is physical activity, especially sports. Not all symptoms apply to all autistic people, but there are some common struggles that they could face in sports. Because of potential communication struggles, talking to teammates and understanding rules becomes less clear for autistic people. If teammates cannot understand each other, it is less easy for them to work as an ensemble and as a team. A less discussed effect of autism is the effect on motor skills. Even though this is not common, it is still a possibility for autistic people. Balance and coordination in autistic people is not always as efficient as easy as neurotypical people. This makes moving through a field or court in sports potentially more difficult, as well as dangerous and confusing for autistic people. Both of these are the hardest difficulties autistic people could face in sports. As well as difficulties, sports can also be dangerous for autistic people. As a result of the way some autistic people's minds work, getting lost is a real possibility. Large fields can lead to autistic people wandering and placing themselves in dangerous and unknown situations. One problem with autistic people in both integration of society and sports is sensory skills. Autistic people sometimes find bright lights and loud sounds painful. What neurotypical people might find slightly bright loud might be extremely bright loud for autistic people. All these problems can make sports extremely difficult for autistic people. Even though this may make sports seem impossible for all autistic people, there are ways of adapting sports and training to make them accessible for most autistic people. In terms of training, by breaking down complex movements into smaller steps, autistic people with cognitive disabilities will have a more clear understanding of how to complete these movements. Also, by breaking down movements, there is a progression that autistic people can follow. As well as this, there are usually certain sports that are better suited for most autistic people. Golf and swimming are great choices. These choices make sense because these sports are individual sports that require less communication. For safety, golf has a big field, but with some supervision, and an autistic person getting lost is not worried. Swimming has drowning dangers, but with proper training and supervision, that is also not worried. For sensory skills, golf is a quiet game, and to avoid bright sunlight, night golf or golf with cloudy weather is recommended. Swimming is indoor, so sensory skills are easier to tailor for autistic people. These are not the only sports for autistic people, but they are the best as there are lots of potential difficulties autistic people could face. Now I chose this story. In 8th grade, my grade and the grade below traveled to UCAO, a school for kids with either mental disability or physical disability. The trip started off by us showing them performances from our arts class, such as band, orchestra, and choir. Then once they saw the performances, we made for them, we would directly talk to them. They would first introduce themselves, and then we would talk about ourselves. Topics included hobbies, skills, and interests, and from this we learned more about the people with disabilities. I saw both the struggles these kids face, but also the similarities they share with us. Often, because of their disabilities, they're only defined by other people based on those disabilities. If we take a moment to truly learn about them, we can understand that they're not so different from us. Their disabilities do not shape who they are. A person who cannot walk can still watch TV. A person who cannot see can still read books through braille. See, their disabilities may make it hard for them to integrate themselves into society, but it does not make it impossible. My hope from this TED Talk is that we gain a wider understanding of autistic people's struggles and find ways of helping them adapt and integrate into aspects of society, such as sports. Thank you.